Hi, this is Barry Halverson with the Lake Lawrence Lake Management District Steering Committee. We're out here on a survey at Lake Lawrence on the 22nd of August, 2023. With me today is
Cole Webster, Aquatic Resource Specialist from Thurston County Public Works.
Frank Udick, Volunteer, Lake Management District.
Gary Hoffman.
Jim Beal, Volunteer for Lake Management District.
and we're on our boat getting ready to go on this beautiful morning. We're in the canal, and in front of my pontoon boat we have 1 foot of water and so many weeds you can't even count them. It's a mess. Okay, this is the area out in front of the LLCC community park. We've got Water Nymph just thick through here, growing to the surface of the water. Got a few other weeds growing up, floating leaf pondweed, but that's about it. Again, level 4 water nymph, that's what we've had all the way across the LLCC community area and the LLCC HOA area. Just thick, about anywhere between 50 and 80 yards off the shoreline. So this is the Scenic Shores swim area and boat ramp. You can see Frank's pulling a bunch of fishing line, really heavy duty fishing line. It was all the way out from the shoreline out to the end of the dock. This is just thick with water nymph. There's a little bit of narrow leaf in there and a little bit of Elodea probably coming up in the spaces not totally consumed by water nymph or NAIADS.
Point to the tape grass.
Narrow leaf.
So is that Zini?
Yeah.
I think he actually lives on that Terra Vista or whatever it is.
Well, I can see the Curly from here.
Yeah, going over the top of it.
Yep.
Darker than that.
Well, that's Curly. And you got narrow leaf, Curly, and water nymph. See how it all mixes together? Cool.
I mean, from an ecologist standpoint, that's exactly what you want.
Well, I'm not saying it's not
Yeah. No,
ecologically functional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I just, yeah, I mean, it's...
But what you've got is you've got water nymph, and then you've got Curly all the way around the edges of it. And same here. I mean, you have thick monospecific patches in the center and on the edges.
Yeah.
Like right here behind my boat to the right side where my prop's getting all freaking tangled up in this shit.
Yeah.
I gotta pull out, Frank.
Okay.
You want to do a little weed removal? Yeah, tape grass.
Point to the tape grass.
Tape grass. Right there.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Narrow leaf.
So is that Zini?
Yeah. Yep. That's his place.
Both of them?
Yep.
Barry?
Yep.
I think he actually lives on that Terra Vista or whatever it is.
Well, I can see the Curly from here.
Yeah, going over the top of it.
I'm not saying it's not
Yeah. No,
ecologically functional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I just, yeah, I mean, it's.
But what you've got is you've got water nymph, and then you've got curly all the way around the edges of it.
Mm-hmm.
And same here. I mean, you have thick monospecific patches to the center and on the edges.
Yeah.
Like right here behind my boat to the right side where my prop's getting all freaking tangled up in this shit.
Yeah.
I gotta pull out, Frank.
Okay.
You want to do a little weed removal?
3 feet. There you go. There's a nice one.
W0053.
Nice
Yeah, that's what's laying all those babies.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking he's sucking up
Yep.
some of the algae.
Usual suspects.
So this is public boat launch. Got narrow leaf pondweed. We got elodea.
Large park.
There's a handicap.
One's out there where you do your taking.
Which one's that?
Narrow leaf.
It's
Really
different. It's
young.
different than the other
Yeah,
ones.
it is.
Definitely, yeah. So the other one, oh, okay. Yeah, the other ones were a lot different. So
There's
the,
elodea.
mostly on narrow leaf, really.
Mostly narrow leaf. A little bit of elodea. But it's just thick. Oh, there's curly all through there. Up through there. But we don't treat that area. That's a conservation area. We just got done with our lake survey today, and I want to bring you some of the highlights on it. We just showed you about a 5-minute video from the start and a few of the locations that we collected weeds from, just to give you an idea of what we were doing. This is what we did. We have 12 treatment zones on Lake Lawrence. We have 35 test sites. Within those treatment zones, the test sites are labeled between 1 and 6, depending on the size of the area. We found out of 35 test sites, only 2 had no weeds at all. The majority of the weeds were water nymph or NAIADS. They were the most prominent. NAIADS are a slender, narrow leaf plant that grows underwater and are rooted to the bottom. Narrow leaf pondweed and curly pondweed were also prominent, but not as thick as the NAIADS or water nymph. And narrow-leaf pondweed are frequently referred to as NAIADS by our contractor and others in the community. So this shows you the areas that we tested, where we found the majority of weeds. And in most of these areas, they were a level 4. As you'll see on this is our survey sheet that we do every time we do a lake survey. Again, water nymph was the most prevalent, then narrow-leaf pondweed, then curly pondweed, and then other varieties of weeds. Intermittent among the locations. These are the blue arrows indicate the 2 areas where we didn't locate any weeds. Understand is that you're not going to get the same weeds or densities or dominance levels every time you do a survey, because your boat's not going to be sitting in the exact same location each time. So you're going to get a little bit of variety, particularly this late in the season when you have a lot of people that were raking the weeds out of their shoreline, out of their waterfront, because they were at a harmful level. And we don't like to see that. It's not normal for our lake. We usually treat, but for reasons that were captured in our Lake Management District Steering Committee meeting, we did not treat this year. The Lake Lawrence YouTube channel, this is what you should be on. You may or may not have that link, so I'm providing it to you here. We have over 30 informational and educational videos that we think you'll enjoy. This is a list of just a few of them. If you want to get new content as it's posted, you need to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, you're not going to know it's there unless you go on that channel and look for it. And we don't send out regular notifications. We just expect people, if they want to see the information, they can go to the channel and find it. I hope this has been informative. Gives you a little bit of idea for the weeds that are in the lake. This is our last lake survey of the year. And we're going to use the survey information that we collected today to form a start point for the spring of 2024. Locations where we're going to concentrate our efforts, try to identify the weeds early. And if the weeds do come up, then we can be even prepared to treat them. This year, the weeds came on very late. It wasn't until the end of June before we saw the weeds. And then it was July before our contractor could get to it, and it was too late. That was the bottom line for why the weeds didn't get treated this year. We didn't want to do like we did in 2021 and treat a density of weeds that the chemical product would not work on, and then put a bunch of chemicals in the lake for no reason at all. So the decision was made not to treat it all, and we're living with the consequences of that right now. Stay tuned for more information. Come to our Lake Management District meeting, and hope to see you around the lake. Take care.